Okay, so the next thing I need to do, now I've unboxed my parts, is I obviously need to take off the bars and forks that are currently on here. So I've already taken the grips off because they're kind of a bitch to get off and it takes a while. So now it's time for me to remove the bars from the forks first, and then later the stem. I think is probably going to be the easiest way to do it. So that's how I'll begin. So I need to loosen the stem first, actually, before I can loosen the compression cap. So put that down for a second and just start like this. I have to remember which way tightens and which way loosens. I think I've got it the right way. Probably just being a pussy. There we go. Okay. So this is quite tight. And I'm wondering if perhaps I need to. Wrong way. This is gonna take a lot longer than it normally would. I fear. Because I'm trying not to make too much sound, obviously. But I could work a lot more quickly if I were to be a lot more noisy, basically. So they should be sufficiently loose now. I'll do this one. A little more. Okay. So I should really remove the brake lever from the bars as well. I think this might be quite a tough one. It had to be because of the cut down steerer tube. I had to over tighten it in order to make sure there were no breakages, basically. I feel like I got burned buying these forks secondhand, but not like I didn't feel like it was crazy bad. They warned me that the bars were cut, the forks were cut when I messaged them about them, but they just didn't say that they'd absolutely butchered them. They cut the steerer tube at an angle, and they hadn't filed it down correctly, so the compression cap that I'm loosening up now shouldn't be when screwing in and out. It's only that way because the edges are so jagged from where the person cut the steer tube through the thread and didn't kind of smooth it off afterwards. I tried to kind of try and salvage the whole thing, but he'd already done the damage by that point. Looks like some rust down inside. Still. Okay, so that's been loosened. I don't think you'll be able to see what I'm doing next. But I'm loosening the brake lever in order to remove it next. I don't know if I mentioned previously, but I took a time out between the unpacking video and this segment in order to saw off 1.5 inches of bar from the new bars. It probably seems quite crazy to some people for a person to get a brand new item, unpack it, and then take a hacksaw to it straight away. But bars these days are so wide, and when you have handlebars on a BMX bike or any bike really, ideally you want your hand position on those bars to be your shoulder width. You know, I'm sure there are some beastie guys out there with 30-inch shoulders, but I'm not one of them, unfortunately. So I have to. You don't need to cut your bars down. You can adjust your grips so that they are further in, and adjust your hand positions so that they're further in on the bars, but you kind of notice it. You notice the extra bar sticking out of the end. And grips are typically designed so that your hand is centered in the middle of the grip. So when they're not, it can feel kind of awkward. So this is all about to come apart. And where the camera and the microphone are currently positioned, doesn't give me a lot of room to play, or it doesn't give me a lot of room to make mistakes. I'm gonna knock something. I can feel was a siren again. So there are my old bars. Those of you that have been watching my videos from the beginning, which is probably none of you, maybe 2 or 3, I bought this stem, unpacked this stem in my very first video. Very first video that one was. And I still love it. It's still a really unique design, shape and size to BMX stem. They're never usually this small. Oh, I can smell metal shavings. It smells amazing. Okay. So it's time to remove the forks now. So now I need to remove the forks from the frame and remove the wheel from the forks too. So I need some napkins for this because there's going to be some oily parts here. So I took the brake cable out of the way. I suppose the best thing to do is to just lift it. Unfortunately, well, maybe it's fortunate, the bearings have all stayed in the frame. Now that's a good thing. That is a good thing. So next, I need to remove the wheel from the forks with my trusty ratchet set. I think I've got the right size attachment, so I'm going to make some noise now. So old folks, meet the new folks. Slightly longer legs. Much longer steerage tube. I'm going to need spacers. I won't cut this for now. That's the original dust cap for the headset bearings. This is a stacker. Which may help. I fear it won't. I'm really hoping that I don't need all those spaces because that is hideous. We'll just have to wait and see. I think the first thing to do would be to, for me, I think I'm going to put the wheel on first. I'm slightly concerned these forks don't have enough peg clearance actually. That would be bad. It's a close fit. I'm giving myself a lot of audio editing to do. Okay. So, next, So I'm going to put the bottom segment of the headset onto the stereo tube. Now, what can quite often be a problem is trying to get all these like spaces and compression bolts into position. So now I need to figure out how many spaces it's going to take to bridge the gap. I'm just going to slide the slide the stem on and see how much space is left. I'm going to use the stacker one just because it's chrome and hopefully will blend into the head tube and stem look and be less noticeable that there are spaces there. That's close. It's very close. Okay. So, as with any time that I make a video where I'm using tools, this is kind of complicated in the sense that it's going to be difficult for me to not make noise while I figure out some of the teething issues that I'm going to have putting this together, because they're new parts that I'm not entirely familiar with. For instance, the top cap for these forks has got such a wide diameter, it actually gets in way of the top plate. Now, normally that would be an issue if the top plate was expected to clamp down and meet with the other side, but they don't. When you put the bars in between the top plate and the bottom plate, there's naturally a gap. So I'm hoping it's enough of a gap that the top cap, the compression bolt for the forks, can sit inside the gap neatly. We'll just have to see. So, yeah, it's quite a sizable gap actually. So I think I got lucky with that one. select the exact position later. First I need to tighten down the compression cap and get the bars straight, and then tighten the stem side bolts. But first is the compression cap. Wrong Allen key. So at this point, the wheel doesn't need to be straight. I think because there's such a lack of slack, the steerer tube pretty much comes flush with the stem, which is supposed to be just shy of, because if it's flush or even sticking out, when you tighten down this compression cap, it's not going to compress anything, it can't pull it together, so you're going to have a wobbly stem. But I think this might be kind of a perfect fit. The problem is, I bought these bars because they're tall, but with all these extra spaces, they're too tall. That's it, they're in. Now I need to check if the bars are straight before I lock in these side bolts. So, they look pretty straight to me. So I'm going to start tightening up the side bolts and praying that that compression cap is actually compressing these and I'm not going to get wobble when I start pulling back on the bars when I'm out and about and I feel some sort of little wiggle, because I hate that. These bars seem really far forward, I'm just going to step back. That feels good. I'm going to go with that. Continue to tighten these side bolts. Hopefully not making the wheel become unstraightened in alignment with the bars and the stem. I can feel wobble. I think for the purposes of this video, I'll finish, but then I'll come back later and take it apart and shave off about an inch from that steerer tube, because I cannot stand wobble. And these spaces, they just make me want to hurl. They're disgusting. mean, the whole point of these bars being as tall as they are is to not have spaces down below. But if you've got both, these bars are simply too high. Okay. Yeah, it's only slight, but I can feel it. So next, I'm going to add the grips, which may need to be cut down as well to accommodate the brake, because I've cut 1.5 inches off the bars. Oh, that's so good. That's nice. That's perfect width. I think I may have fucked the lever, the bolt that screws in. I have a spare lever, if that's the case. Shit. Okay, well. Nice. So my lever's on. The bars are the right width for me. Shoulder width. They are not too tall, but taller than I'd like, and there is wobble. So the project is far from over for me. But the video is over for you. So I'd like to say